Assalamu alaikum. Welcome all to Easy Human Anatomy channel. Today I like to discuss about superficial fascia. At first definition, it's situated under the skin and it is histologically formed by the loose areolar tissue, and fat amount is vary according to the different parts of body. But fascia is present everywhere. This picture showing this is epidermis, this is epithelial tissue, keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and under this is dermis. It is formed by the dense irregular connective tissue. Under this is superficial fascia. It is formed by the loose connective tissue, and under this is deep fascia. This is also formed by the dense irregular connective tissue. You see, in these two regions the fiber is thicker and denser, but cell number is less. But here the fibers are thinner, less in amount, thinner, longer and less in amount, but the cell number is more than the dermis and deep fascia. Now the functions of the superficial fascia is facilitate movements of the skin, and it conserves body heat, and lymph, nerve and blood vessels passes through this, and it's also protective functions, cushions and insulation. The thickness of the superficial fascia is vary according to the different parts of the body. It is very thin in the dorsal aspect of the hand and feet, and the side of the neck, face and around the anus. But it is dense in the scalp, palm and sole. Now the content of the superficial fascia. Superficial fascia contains subcutaneous muscles in the face, neck, scrotum. It also contains some glands, the mammary gland and deeply situated sweat gland, and localized group of the lymph node and cutaneous receptor nerves and vessels. It contains 6 to 10 times more proprioceptive receptor than the muscle. The presence of the muscle within the superficial fascia. Skeletal muscle, two skeletal muscle is contained, platysma and plumaris brevis, and smooth muscle, subareolar muscle of the nipple, dartos muscle and corrugator cutis ani. The fat distribution of the superficial fascia also vary. It is different in the sexes. It is more present in female, and it's also different with the climate. It is more seen in the colder geographical region. The fat amount is within the superficial fascia also vary. It is abundant in gluteal region, front of the thigh, anterior abdominal wall, below the umbilicus, mammary gland, post-deltoid region, and the cervicothoracic region. Superficial fascia without fat, eyelid, ear, scrotum, penis, and clitoris. Now, special arrangement of the superficial fascia. In the lower part of the abdominal wall, below the umbilicus, is and perineum and uppermost part of the thigh is converted into two layers. The superficial fatty layer known as the fascia camper, and deep membranous layer known as the fascia scarpa. This is the mid-sagittal section of the human body. This is skin. This is single layer of the superficial fascia, but below the umbilicus, this one single layer superficial fascia, it converted into two layers, this superficial fatty fascia camper and deep membranous fascia scarpa. The superficial fatty layer continues as the fatty layer of the superficial fascia, but the name of the membranous fascia scarpa is changed, and now in the perineal region it is known as the fascia collis. The fascia collis is the continuation of the membranous fascia Scarpa. This is also the sagittal section, but not in the mid-sagittal section. It is more laterally. This section is more lateral, so thigh is included here, not perineum. So this is skin. Under the skin, this is single layer of the superficial fascia. But see, the below the umbilicus, it is converted into two layers: the superficial fatty fascia camper and deep membranous fascia scarpa. You see, the fatty fascia camper is continuous as the superficial fascia of the thigh. But here, interesting point, the membranous fascia scarpa is bent with the deep fascia of the thigh, fascia lata, and here it is end. So, the membranous fascia of the fascia scarpa is not continuous in the thigh. So, if the fluid is accumulated here in between fatty layer and membranous layer, the fluid passes downward toward the thigh. But if fluid is accumulated here, this fluid is not enter within the thigh. Superficial fascia is the source of pain. It contains free nerve ending, and it also contains 6 to 10 times more proprioceptive receptor than muscle. It is equal or superior to retina, and is considered the richest human sensory organ. Now the histology of the superficial fascia, which is formed by the loose connective tissue, and cell mainly fibroblast, macrophage, mast cell, adipocyte, and fiber, long, slender, wavy, ribbon-like band of collagen fiber, elastic fiber, thin, long, straight, branching, and reticular fiber. Collagen fiber is wavy and thick. Elastic fiber is long, straight, and branch. And reticular fiber also present. Ground substance present, and name of the ground substance: glycosaminoglycans, proteoglycans, polysaccharides such as hyaluronic acid. Development of the fascia. Most of the fascia of the body is developed from mesoderm, except fascia of the head neck region, which is derived from neural case. So this is all about the superficial fascia. If you like this video, please press the like button and please subscribe my channel.